Hello again, this is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video 68 and I want to discuss the same template that I've been showing you from all previous videos. I added other features as you saw on my last video, but in this video I'm going to show you that I also added one simple thing that you might want when you create other people's websites. Remember, this is going to be like your template. You can have your own banner. You can have even your own menus. Maybe you don't want all these menus options. Maybe you don't want 3 menus. This is not a menu. This is more. You can click on it and open up that face thing that they have, so you can talk to somebody through using your computer. Or you can just do it just to keep it, so you can kind of tell people, hey, oh, you can call me now and call us now, and you can put your phone number there. Or you don't even want this, you don't have to have it. Again, that first menu created dynamically, and I will be showing you that in future videos. But right now in this video, I just want to show you that I added this other feature and talk about the actual HTML file, this particular file. So if I wanted to scroll down, I'm going to show you a feature. If you look down here, you'll see that I'm dynamically doing a side scroll. So if you let me show you. If I go like this, remember this part, you've seen this, and boom, you saw that? How it came from way far left. See, I'm going to show you again. It moved back. And there you go. In case you wanted that feature, so this is a session, you'll see it over here. And if you don't want it, you don't have to have it. You don't even have to have it here. You can put it down there. You can even reverse it, that it'll come from this direction. It's just another feature if you want to make your website more appealing. Okay, so as you know, I added that above this, and you've seen this before when I broke down the 2 different sections here, 2 different columns. This is a 2-column thing. This is a 4-column thing, and this is what we're going to be talking about. Of course, you got this little special thing here that is because of the different shape, size of an image, it gives you this nice animation, which is kind of cute. And of course, I discuss it here, keyframes, animate right here, but you can always find out more. Anyway, this is the actual website, right? Of course, you saw the video, live video, if you wanted that. It's up to you. Not live, but motion. Okay, you hold on a second. That's my medication, because as I mentioned earlier in another video, that I have cancer and have to take my medication. So can you give me a second? Thank you. And this is the actual website, right? So let's go to the actual script. We're going to come over here, and this is the actual script. By the way, this is a 1-page website. When you create these links or options, this can go definitely within this page, or you can kind of go to another page. But right now we're talking about this just on one page. But it's easy to make this into other pages because you can take the same thing and get rid of all the stuff you want, keep the stuff you don't want, add stuff that you want, and that's it. And it becomes the second page. But right now we're just using the one page. What happens is you pick this option. Hold on. This is also scrolling automatically. You can slow it down or you can speed it up. See, this stuff here, what happens is you search for, which I'm going to show you, let's say for an email, and you can use the same, you hit the search and then you get it, and what happens is it goes back to the same, this particular script, which is, I call it the landing page, but because it's just that one page. But usually landing page don't have you know, menus. Anyway, so let's just get to the script. So what happens is when this is HTML, as you remember I showed you how you can get to it. If you go like this, you right click and you say view page source, you'll get the page source. See, HTML, you got your header, and this is everything. This is the actual source of that page, except you're not going to get the PHP stuff because this is server side and you don't get that information. But it's good to look at what you're doing anyway. You can even go to the inspection and check out the different, we're going to be showing you that anyway. But for now, this is where it is. Since we're using HTML5, we're going to use doc type HTML5. And in reality, if you didn't want to use this, it'd be like HTML4. So HTML5 has every feature that HTML4 has, except that it has a lot more stuff to it. And basically, this is how you start it. You do HTML, and you, of course, remember every front start tag has an ending tag. So if you go down below, down there, you're going to see a slash. Oh, look something. Look, this is the actual script itself. Let's see. You will have something like this. Oh, you can't type into this. Actually, I didn't really want to do it, but you will have something like this. See? And this is actually sitting way below. Okay? So what happens is you start out with that doc type HTML. It's just telling the browser you're going to be using HTML5. Then you started with HTML. Then you have your head. And that's another thing that they don't show. This information you see here, you're not going to see it on the actual website. I mean, these little titles that you see here, like this one, GOP Grunt project, you will see it over here. See, because that's the actual title. So if you put anything here, it's what's going to show you here, right here. All right. So then you got your metadata. This is telling them that you want to use viewpoint, meaning that you'll be able to use this as a smaller. So if let's see if I can get it done here. Let's see, where are we with this? See, if I went like this, see how small it is? It dynamically changes everything. We're not going to pass that real quick. Changes everything. Because remember, when you write HTML stuff or PHP, always think about the mobile phone, because everything you do there will help out with your desktop too. Because right now, people just use your mobile phone. You hardly ever see people with the laptop unless they have to really do some heavy duty stuff. And not all apps have certain things. You have to be in the desktop to do stuff. But you always, when you create things, always think about the mobile phone. Always think about it. All right. Okay. Let's just get back over there. Now, you got your metadata. You definitely, that's the viewpoint. That's what tells you that. Remember, so you can scales. This way you can kind of view it on your phone or on your iPad or all these other little devices. And of course, you got content type, your character set. Then you got your scripts. This is your JavaScript. You're getting it from somewhere else instead of having it on your local storage. Then you got your links. It's also CSS, which you should always do your CSS in a link like this in another file. This one is a Bootstrap because I'm using Bootstrap, and this is the MIDI for the JavaScript of Bootstrap. And then you got your font, awesome. That's what gives you those beautiful icons, which is let's go down real quick. These right here, and of course all the part of the website. You don't have to have it like this, but you can always change anything you want. Now this used to be the charts. For some reason, if you check out this particular file, you will see it in, go to this address using the phone, you will see the charts. Because I am using an old version of my desktop, and of course the browsers, they're not allowing me to view my charts. At one point it did, but now it's not. I guess I just didn't upgrade the Java, the little Java message that you get, and did not upgrade that. So now it's not. But trust me when I tell you, you will see charts. All right. Now, remember I told you the link. This is a CSS file for links. All CSS style stuff. The style sheet should be in a file like this. But I wanted to show that you can also embed them inside the actual head of your HTML file, the head. So you can put it here, and this is how you do it. You say styles, and if you want your body, you can change the font on the body. The H1s, those are like the big letters, these right here, right, and all kinds of stuff. I know you don't understand it, and this is not a CSS training, but I'm giving you all this because once you realize in the certain classes that are provided below, like this is, look how big this is. I added it here. Look, this is the frame that gave you that weird shape animation. So, you know what I mean? That's what this does. And it gives you the different pictures. I didn't have regular pictures like techno pictures. I just had certain pictures like, so you notice food and all that, so I kind of used that. But you do whatever you want. Anyway, you got your carousel, which I showed you before. And of course, everything else. Because CSS is what gives it that appearance, to make it look pretty and everything. Anyway, you're not going to understand this, don't worry about it, but just keep it anyway and have it. This is your hero, is the actual banners. Okay? And then of course this is when you got ratio for smaller for your cell phone or iPad. Please do this and change this. That's what it's trying to say. And of course you continue, and it continues. I kind of left it inside there. I could have taken that whole thing and created the actual CSS file. Let's go back up there. Like this over here, right? It will be your address / and whatever name you gave it .css. But I wanted to show you that you can also embed them in a HTML file under the head. You can actually put it in the footer and all that, but remember, it's good to always have it on the head because you want that to get all loaded up before you get everything else. And if you have a slow computer, you're going to be like, wait a minute, how come this looks different? It's not working well. It's not doing what I said before. And then it shows up again because of the speed of your system. That's why it's a good idea to have it in the front. And better idea to have it as a separate external file. Anyway, so remember this hero dot, that means that's a class. And if you see something that looks like this here, ampersand, that's the ID that you will get also. Now the reason why I said that, okay, this is another one. What you see the name of this file? New base style CSS. That's the actual other CSS. So you do this, and then this comes afterwards, and then what happens is the browser will look at this. Okay, let's do this, and it can overlap some of this stuff. But I just want to show you that you can have all that together. Plus, I'm also showing you that you can embed it within the actual HTML element, like here. You say style, and it's the background color, whatever. That's like a dark gray, almost black-like. And I put it in here. You don't even have to have all this. You don't need in your elements. Elements are these things here, these things here, these things here, right? This here. These are the elements of HTML. And you don't even have to have that. Now, you might have this here, right? Then the browser looks at this and says, oh, wait a minute, you got this header ID, header with information, and it does the style that's in here. But then when it comes all the way down here to the actual header, it's going to say, wait a minute, there's another rule. So I'm going to use this one. So remember, a CSS stuff within the script, within the header, will take precedence over CSS file if you got it above this whole embedded CSS. But if you don't, then I mean, if you do, you can have that there. You can have this here. And oh man, the radiation is really kicking my butt. It's working my brain a little bit. Let me see. Let's go down here because I don't want to make you guys dizzy. Alright, so you can embed them inside here. This is not the best practice, but I did it because you can show you that it can be done. And plus, when you're like testing and doing things, I like to have it within the actual element, so I don't have to go back and forth. You might want to open it up like how we have opened other files. You could do that and go back and forth. But sometimes when you're working, you're testing, you just want to put it right there. And the way to do it is by doing styles equals and then quote double quotes or single quotes. You put your rules, background color, and I want it in dark gray. Same thing here, background color dark gray. You want a list file because this here, what is it? Let's go back up there. This stuff right here is actually a list. A URL on it's a list, and it will always have like a dot. You ever seen those lists that has like a dot like this? Matter of fact, I'm going to show you real quick. Try not to get dizzy. Well, this one has a number, but usually you have like a dot. And what I'm telling you here is like, I don't want it. I don't want no dots. That's why you don't see the dot there, and all you see is the actual icon. See these little icons? That's what you got. Like, see right here? These are the little bars for when you make everything smaller, and it adds all different kinds of stuff. It's up to you. But I kind of added it all here. I know it's a little confusing, and you're gonna say, oh, well, you know. But if you play with it for a little while, and you learn the HTML stuff, the basic stuff, which I'm gonna make a video about, okay? A few videos of it, so that way you understand it better. But I'm pretty sure that since you're doing HTML, you probably already know. But for the other guys that are actually learning, maybe that it's one of the things that you should learn too, HTML and of course some CSS. Alright, now you can embed PHP within the HTML too, like this. See? And this is what creates the dynamic menu. You see, look, it's this all PHP, and that's what gives you this. Let's just get to the top real quick. That's what gives you this. This whole thing was created using this idea. See, I put it up here: the BIOS, the home page, affiliation, images. It's all here. See, and I let HTML put it together for you. On the other one, like these guys over here, is being created with this other one. See? Regular HTML your UL unlisted, your ILI goes within that element, and then within the LI, with the closing LIs, you put all your information in here. You put your whatever images or whatever it is that you want. Right now we have a link. You have your Facebook, because you want to link to a Facebook. I did here that I wanted to link to a Pinterest and Twitter. It's really X, of course. See? That's what that is. And then when you break it down to the other one, which is just one word, I mean, one LI, one list. And of course, I want to link to crew, or it's just going to take you right back to the actual file itself. Right? And that's it. That's what that is. And then you got your headers, and you got to see your nav. It's telling you that these are nav. Nav, that's the other nav, and that's the other nav. I'm going to link this stuff at the below. I'm going to give it to you separately. And then towards the end of me showing you this, when I'm going to break it down in pieces, then the whole thing in one big file, I'll give it to you. Because right now, it's actually about 3,000. I can tell you right now. If you come here and you, where is it? Right here. Let's bring it down. See? Right now, yeah, it's a space here. There's a couple of spaces stuff that you can get rid of. And you should, if you're going to put it as a production, because it helps out. I got 4,700 lines right now. 4,700. Okay? Okay, let's go slowly. Don't worry. Let me show you what that looks like. You got that here. Now, like I said, you can embed PHP. And what I did was I made these. This stuff here is going to be used with the for the contact list that I created, that has the buttons for updates and insert and search. It'll use this information. Remember what I showed you before in previous videos, that way back previous videos, that you can create global variables. This is variables that can be used if you had like this being called from two other file names, then you can call this global. And the reason why I have it here is because I'm going to be using it, so when it calls itself, you know, when you do that, because it's actually using, I'll show you that in a second. So basically right now we're saying that these variables are global. And then within that I created a function, call it the nouns. It's more like a salt, like for security. And what happens, I just added this. I added this just now. It's not really the live stuff, but you know, at least I can show you what it looks like. And this password hashes it. And right, and look, I even put in the actual comments. Instead of the hash function, creates a new password hash. That way you can use it later, and you can send it through the form back to this complete file, which then looks the PHP part of the file, which is this stuff here. This part of PHP stuff. This is what's in front of this. Okay, but it's not doing anything. It's just checking. It's just sitting there. And then when you're done using the actual, excuse me, the actual, what is it? Where is it? Right here. That's a slider. Put it right. Contact form right here. See? This is your contact form. Once you do this, see how it's, once you click the action and you hit any of those buttons, it's going to just go right back to this website. And what happens is, and then it'll read this stuff. So yeah, it's this website. You don't need to do it. In reality, you should always have this in front of this. Then have this, just a little quickie security thing. and then still continue again. It's like doing triple type of security. But of course, throughout this whole thing, you're going to be checking out to make sure things are working out fine for you, because we don't want nothing going into a database at all. Anyway, let's go back to the actual HTTP file, because one point I wanted to make here is, I don't want to make this video long, and I'm already rambling already, but as you create this HTML file and the CSS stuff, and you put it in here onto this particular script, the PHP is a file, but also I call it a script, or programming language, PHP. Let's go. I'm sorry, I don't mean to, maybe I should restart this video, but I'm going to continue. Anyway, this is the parts, these are the sections. I kind of broke it down here: start dynamic, video function, and then of course it'll end it right here. See, end it right here, so that you know. So if you didn't want to have this front part, you can kind of go like this and get rid of it. Always make a copy of everything, okay? Then you have the other section, which is the menu, which is these guys, same thing, right? So let's go. That's by the end of header section, and now we got the that front part of the global variable that I created, and then you have your banner. This happens to be the banner. This is the section, start banner section. Maybe I'll make it a little more clear for you. This right here starts the end section right here, and what happens is when you insert to a database or delete or update, you get a message right here. Once it calls, and that message will pop up right here. Okay, that's what that is. I'm just showing you here, but in reality, you just want to make this display none. And then when JavaScript, when the HTML gives you that information that you get the results, then what happens is make sure you can see it by saying display equals block. Okay, it'll be clear later. Anyway, this is the banner. You can start your banner. You can get rid of this banner if you don't want it, and it's here, right over here. We call it a Jumbotron because that's part of the Java Bootstrap. It's all Bootstrap that has their own CSS stuff, and it uses that. Okay, so from here on, this is what this is. So if you didn't want that, all you have to do is go like this and get rid of that like that. Just get rid of it, or move it, or use it for something else. This is the same thing. Messages from JSON, data from JSON. It's a file that you create. You're going to see later on when we do the actual contact form. On the other video, the next one coming up is going to be all about the contact form. But for now, I'm showing you what the actual HTML file is, which I am calling the PHP file. Okay, you can have all HTML stuff and still call it .php, and it'll do whatever it is. It just doesn't have any PHP. But if you do add PHP, you can make sure that it's PHP. .php. Okay, so right now this is what it is. This is messages. Now this starts the message display section. There's another section. It's like for errors. I put these little certain things so you can see. We'll see later on. And it's just messages too. See? With a form button to go back to the contact form after you're done. And if you don't want it, again, go like this, all the way here, and get rid of it like this. Okay. Now, if you didn't want to have the display of error messages, see, all this all going to work together. And I know it's redundant right now, but the reason why I did that is that when I'm ready to use this stuff as a template, I just get rid of stuff. I keep the actual original template, and then I can rename it to another file name, I go in there and then I get rid of it. I don't want error messages popping there. I don't want this. So you can just get rid of it from here to here. It's redundant. I kind of did it here. I kind of did it here. It's just certain things that I've done so that way I can have it myself. But I know it has value. This is why I'm sharing this with you. And same thing here. When you got full-blown messages that you're getting from PHP within this file, under the PHP section, you're going to get messages, and it's going to pop up like right here. You're going to get something like code equals 7 or 14 or whatever, and then you'll get some messages too. That's what that was or is. So, but if you don't want it, again, just go like this and get rid of all this. All this. Just get rid of it. Okay, now this is the start of the introduction. So if you go a little bit down like this, you'll see it. It's start of introduction. That's what this is. It's from here to here. See, it's broken down in sections. Sections are divs, but we can call it this way. The browsers, the new versions and stuff, they'll look at it. So this is HTML5, and they know that if this is a section, it's got to be another closing section at the bottom, just like right here. And if you don't want this whole thing, get rid of it. But if you want it and you want to put a different title, right? You just have to come here. Different title, right here. Get rid of this if you don't want it. This. That is for what this is right here. Right over here. See? FA arrows. It's a class. For icons. Anyway, then these two here is just spaces. I just wanted to jump down 2 spaces just to have a little space between these two here. That's all. You could have done you could have did it differently. You could have got rid of this and just put it in here and say that at the bottom of this I want 2 spaces. But I did it like this because I wanted to show you that could be done. I put a lot of different things. I normally will have it completely cleaned up, and of course the classes will just be the classes. Anything that has styles like this or this will not be here because I will have it in a file which you will link to. Remember, they're cascading each other. Your CSS first, your CSS will be the top, then you got your middle one, and you got your bottom one. Cascade. And in this particular case, it's cascade to the top part, to the bottom one. Anything, see, this takes precedence to anything that's sitting under the styles in your HTML, which is over here. This is styles. And it also takes, this takes precedence to the, well, let's go to the bottom part, to the CSS file. Where is it? To the CSS file. Even, and in this case, it's doing this, and then it's doing this, is taking precedence under this. But as you go into the elements, it's going to take, this one's going to be the one that's going to be the top one. It takes precedence. This will be the one. This is the one that you're going to use. So if you had Jumbo up there as a, I don't know, white background, and you put here background, it's going to default to this one, always. This is the level. They always take this first. Alright, so let me see. We showed you what that was. We showed you what that was. And this is your introduction, which is what this is. Alright. You got your divs in boxes. Everything's in boxes. That's what divs are. And then of course you got your container. This is a div, and we're going to call it a class container. And when you see class container, what it does is it goes to the Bootstrap CSS and looks for class. It will look for containers. So, oh, I want this container to have, 100% width or whatever, but I took precedence by doing styles and making it 98% with a margin of 20. So I kind of took over, even though, but it only takes over the width. Anything else that this thing might have, it'll still do it. Then you have your row, which is part of Bootstrap too. You got your container and you got rows, and you got multiple rows. And within rows, you got your P, which is the paragraph, which are these things: paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. Then you have your intro of your, to show you this part right here with the 3 columns. This is a div, which is a container, which is within a row, which has 3 columns. And that's what these are. Fancy box is just another class that I use for models and stuff like that. But right now, that's what that is. Okay. So what happens is you click on this, it'll open up to something else. But I don't want to go there. Team stream, it'll go to publisher. And then what's the other one? Rescue time. That's to keep track of time when you do projects. And in this particular case, we do row. Row has a whole bunch of different rules, right there, but I want to change a little bit of that rule by me providing a style rule here, right inside, embedded within the element of div. Okay. Then you have your row. Look, 4, 4, 4. See, what happens is columns are 12 rows. Within 12 columns, I'll say within the row, also within the column. So within the, not column, I'm sorry, the container. So you have your container, within the container you have your row, and within the row, if you want several columns, then you say, okay, let's break it down. I need 3 columns. And each column, you divide that 3 by 12, and you get 4, right? So then you will tell her, okay, from the small, I want 4 for small, meaning that when you make this smaller, you make this, let's see, gotta do it over here, you make it smaller, see? It'll take care of it. This is Bootstrap, and I can't tell you, but if you just follow this, just take this, and maybe you want to get rid of all of this, you can. You can. And remember all these divs that we have here? You got your section, div, div, div. This is the closing div for that one. But this one is down there. It's also down there. And this one is also down there. And you got your section. And of course, you got your closing, right? If you got an open element, you got to close it with the // And this is how it's done. And you know something? Even if you miss some of this, it'll still work. It'll probably give you something weird, but it'll still work. That's how forgiving HTML is. But you want to keep it like this, because when Google reads your stuff, it's going to look at that stuff. So look, he's got a start element, and he also has an ending element. That's good. This way, it knows what you're trying to do. And that goes for the browser too. It knows what it sees this, and it knows what you want. But if you do not want the introduction, get rid of it all too. And of course, you got all the spinning stuff, right? In this particular case, I think I'm going to put a little bit of more space. Make it smaller so that way. Anyway, this is what this one is, the transition. Because we're talking about transition. These are the transition. This is what made it go. What made it go here to this. It's transition. CSS transitions. And again, the whole script, every time I give you something, it's always going to have a start and end label. So you know where it starts from here on, right? And it ends up here. And this, but all this is what this is. All this stuff right here is what this is. Right here, see? and you notice that it has .our events, ID or events, and you also have ID transition. And you got your class of record, container record. Plus you got a class of large 12 because you want the whole thing to be 12 columns, right? And then of course you want to include, PHP includes this. Now right now if you look at this, you say, wait a minute, but where's the pictures? All I see is this stuff, but where are the pictures? And what happens is I created another file and go to include 3 event menu picture, because normally you can use this as menus too. And when you click on it, it'll go to another page or below. Scroll on your local, the same landing page. But I included it like this because I want it separate. But it does the same thing. So right now, by doing, let's see where it is. Here it goes. This is what it looks like. JavaScript. And don't look at this thing here. This is me testing it out. See what if it's lower than 40, then do this, give me this. This is how I found out. And functions, kind of like PHP in a way. JavaScript has its own function. It's telling you, please run this. This is your parallax. This is what's giving you this stuff. And you got your transitions. See, the transitions. It's that little spot right there. It's like from up there, from here on to here. It's like about 300, and that's what tells you 300. If it's more than 300, please move it over. And if it ain't, then go back, like make it disappear. Like if I went like this, it's no longer 300. Then it's gone. But if you go back to 300. You get it. And that's what this is. Now this is not a JavaScript video. That's just a whole new ball of wax. But if you don't want it, if you want to use it, you can kind of figure out it is using transitions and left. All these things here, this is CSS stuff. It's the JavaScript is just using it, doing it the way it wants to do it. It sets the property, see the styles, and it sets the property for you. That's like doing, what is it? That's just like doing it your own way. Like right here, see? It's just like doing it here. You assign rules to the ID and these are just the regular elements, to your classes, which is, is a class because it has a dot. I mean, I thought that's what that is. So let's go back there again. And I'm going to put all this separate in. From the HTML, where it says HTML.type, I'm going to give you to from here all the way down to it says the closing element of HTML. So that way, whenever you want to look at it, take a look. If you don't want, you want to get rid of some of that, use it, and you'll see it. Now, in this particular case, is the actual crew system. I broke it down into 2 columns, and then this one is another container in a row using 4 different columns. See, so here, container row using the. We're doing this container 66%. That's using the CSS, the updated CSS. And 33%. And if you put those two together, right, it's close to 100. And then you go, what was I saying? Okay, so this is what this is, right? And then you have your other column, which is the picture. So you have the wording, and then you have the picture right here. It's 2 different columns, and you do it by doing it like this. And in this situation, I'm using the actual bootstrap, which is column 3, because now we're using 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to need to do, and what happens is when you do that, it makes your columns 33.33 and a bunch of other numbers. It's This is I'm using 4. And this takes, because everything is broken down into 12 really. And this right here took 3 columns, 3 columns, 3 columns, 3 columns. Which is kind of weird. And I'm not a Bootstrap guy. I do use it. Maybe one day I'll do a whole thing about Bootstrap, but it's just so many stuff to it. But by you looking at this, you can kind of tell, you can go out here. So it's okay. Maybe if I remove this crud part, I can take care. And then one day you'll say, well, maybe I just want 1, 2, and 3. Get rid of that last one. And what you do is you come here and get rid of it from here. And if you did that, make sure that this 3 becomes a 4. 4. Right? So you got your first 1, 2, and 3. You're going to keep that. Let's say you want to get rid of this one. That way you don't have to have that one. And make sure that you make this into a 4. Let's continue. And of course the same thing with the about field. What happened here? I don't know, it's a picture I took it. And then okay, let's see. And that's how I'm showing you how you can break it down, okay? So from here to there, you can break it down. Look at the about was, I made it like this. And from here to here, you can have the whole about face. About us. And these are the pictures, right? And then you got the background. This image is in the background. And all you have to do is go to the CSS that I showed you before, the style. The one that says element style. The one that's kind of spelled like this. That. All you have to do is go to that section. Check out this, what is it? Like this right here, jumbo, that's all big time. And that if you check that, it'll show you that the pictures is in the background. It's a background image. And of course I put an overlay of darkness. It usually looks a little lighter. Like, let me see, who has a lighter one? Oh, no, I took it all out. Okay. Anyway, that's what that is. So if you can see here that this is the actual about, and this is the affiliation. Same thing. This is the affiliation. Affiliation is when you create your stuff, right? And it's a beautiful website, and then you're interested in promoting, because you are dealing with creating websites for people, and it is technical, techie stuff, and you want to show some stuff too that will help out. Like for instance here, to rescue time, this is to keep track of your time that you bill your clients when they want you to do work and stuff. This is the thing. This was the flip for media files for Windows, right? Because I wanted to on your Mac. This is what that does. So what happens is I go to these companies and then I say I apply to the affiliation, and then I give them my actual URL, which is up here, the URL, and then they look at it, and they're so, they don't tell you right away, but within a day or two, if they say, yeah, I'm not interested, or no, doesn't match what we show up, but since everything about here is actually about you creating websites for people or writing programs, then for them, they looked at this stuff and said, yeah, well, this is actually for my actual website, convert to WordPress.com, which I create your website completely from scratch. I even use this template completely on all of them. And then what I do is I change things around. That's it. And then what happens is these guys will write back, says, yeah, we're interested because you got a nice website. People are going to go to it, and then they're going to look at your affiliation. And as you can see, I'm actually mentioning it here. Earn a little bit of income, or you will too if you become part of the affiliation program. And then once they click on this and apply and then buy something, or like GoDaddy, get a domain name or whatever, you get a commission. Not you, as you're paying me the commission. This is the actual GoDaddy that does it. They don't take the money that you're paying to get stuff, or any client to get stuff. That money is coming from the actual the affiliate company. Okay, so if you do not want this here, you can take all this section. Remember I told you things in section. I'm gonna put I put this here because this is more like for searching. I'm gonna put this right in here, like right here. But I just left it like that. But you got your section, so you just get rid of this all the way to here if you don't want this, and get rid of it. But if you want to keep it, or then change it, say, oh, I like this format. I think I'm going to add my own pictures and make this something else, just like I did over here. Just like I did over here. That's what I got that from. But I animated it. And then you got your keys, start your keys, keyframes. That's what that does. Or is it? Oh, wait a minute. This one gives you the animation to make it look like that, and I kind of put it here so you can read about it. Title and description, and then you can have your own button. This could be something else that you want, and you can write whatever, and have your own pictures in the back if this is what you want. So, but if you don't, just get rid of it too. Just go all over here to here. See, I'm making it clear, easy for you to do these things. You might even want to move it. This one's the same thing, same idea. Rotating. I took a website that from this woman who does my finance. She's good. She's good. I'm going to be retiring good. Let's put it that way. But if you do not want that section, you can get rid of it. You can still right here, rotating section. You might want to make it bigger too. You might want to make this a little bit bigger, and over here you'll be able to do it. You just have to look for it and say, oh, the section here. Just look at the CSS stuff and all that. But for now, you can just use it like that. Just make sure you change the wordings. And the same thing again with the card system. The reason why I call it the card thing is because if you do a membership system, you can do this membership, blah blah blah. And they want to buy into it. Yeah, I want a $25 a month. You go like this, subscribes, and it goes into Stripe. And then from there you pay your $25 out. Then they send you, you can hook it up that you can send an email to the client who else paying for it, to the $25. And then they'll get a code, right? Then they'll hit that link, and it directs them to the actual thing that you're trying to sell. Or if you're trying to sell a membership, like over here, website, then they'll be able to get into username and password. They'll give it to you. You just have to create it, add it into your, goes into a database, and then you have to set that up, of course. But maybe I have another section, another video explaining how to create the part about where information going, because I was going to do that with the contact form, which I'm going to show you how that is. It's just right now I'm just showing you the website itself, the HTML stuff, which is really a PHP stuff, but I call it PHP, but it's actually HTML stuff. Just showing you that if you wanted to change it and get rid of it, this is what it looks like. All this, see, $25, boom, boom, boom. But I'm just showing you. It probably doesn't even work for you. Stripe, see, Stripe. And then, of course, when you're done, you got your back button in case you want to go straight up. If you want to make the back button or call it something, or even add another button, you can do it. That's your car. Call it the cost section. Okay, easier to understand. Then I was just thinking about also taking this side, just kind of putting a little title right here, so that way you can be able to see where it is. And then you got your section here. This one is a section that just said web design. Not this one. Where is it? Where's the water thing? Oh, here it goes. The background video section, same idea. You go here to the background class. This is the actual source. This is the actual video element. This is how you do it. This is what gets you this. But you gotta have the actual the MP4 file. And right here, C, whatever, sitting on your same directory that this script is sitting on. Okay, it's gotta be in the same one. And if it ain't, then you gotta make sure you put it right here, like some directory name, like that. Okay, and then within there, and this becomes the background, right? Background of a div, which is a section of hero, and then within that you got another div, which is right here, and that's what this is what it gives you. You can do whatever you want. You can call it video this, video that, whatever, or learn more, or whatever it is that you want. But this actual content image, this div, is actually sitting within this big div or container or section. But if you don't want it, get rid of it right here. But if you do want it, add your HTML stuff and add some paragraph and stuff, and then in the button, which happens to be this button right here. But you can add a whole bunch of stuff here too, right? So then when you go to the next section, same idea. This one shows you design. This was done for artists because I have a membership for artists, and then what you do, they buy into it. It builds the website for them, and then it also builds these things for them. It'll be blank, and plus it'll give you the actual dashboard. The dashboard kind of looks like, did I put it over here? No, oh, right here. This is what the dashboard will give you. This, and the actual dashboard looks like this. You know, you can put your I don't know, I forgot what that was. Let's see if it opens up. Oh yeah, here it goes. This gives you this page, and then this is how it starts. So you log in as hello and say hi, hey Tom. Of course, it gives you your ID, gives you the idea where you are in the database, and it gives you the username. Then it gives you explains some stuff, and it gives you this is just color-coded section. This is that, right? You got certain things that you have to do. You put information in here about your pictures, each pictures. This is for you. You can put your face in there if you want to. So as you can see, it keeps going down. Then it breaks it down, telling you the different colors. That the orange, remember the yellow, orange stuff? Which let me show you. Now here, see, orange is what that is. It gives you, goes here. There's that information. And then of course the different color coding. As you can see, blue, green. That's where you add your social media address. This one is the one that adds social media icons and PayPal client ID, which you put in here. This is the dashboard, and it's all secure. Only username and password. That's it. And you already paid for it, right? When you had the $25, otherwise you wouldn't get to all this. There's also another picture, another section of it that I did not show you because I just wanted to keep it as a 4. That is actually tells you the name of the, shows you what the image looks like, the description, who painted it, what kind of medium you were using, and if you wanted to update or delete it, it'll show you. You can do that too. All right, so let's move on to the next section. This is the about, same idea. This is the about. If you want to get rid of it, you can do it here. Where are we? Okay, where is it? Did I pass it already? Let me see. Oh, of course, we passed it earlier. We're here now. Okay. So what happened was in this, I don't know if this opens up, but let's see. This is the actual site. This is a simple, plain site. If you're selling art, it'll break it down. It has different categories of what it is that you're doing. If it's a portrait or landscape, it gives it to you, right? It kind of looks like this. That's the first design. But if you wanted to, you can change it within the design. What the fuck if it shows here? I can't remember. Yeah, it is. It's another section. Like I said, I wanted to keep it as 4. Anyway, that was just a project that I was using. If you want that, I can also, what I did was I went from GoDaddy to Name Hero, and I've copied a lot of stuff and downloaded a lot of stuff and uploaded it to Name Hero, but the database part didn't do well when I did the migration. So that will come in another video, but it's the same idea. Same idea. Now in this situation, remember I told you about the charts. We get some charts. This is a breakdown of the chart. Gives you the chart name, the actual ID for the divs, because I want these 2 things. And JavaScript, it's something called chart JavaScript. That will give you this chart stuff. Right now it's not showing you because I'm using an old browser. It was at one point, but for some reason I should have just went for the, I don't know. Maybe I went for the new version of the Java and just kind of destroyed it. Anyway, if you check this out on your mobile phone, you'll see it. This is real nice charts. And then, but if you don't want it, you can get rid of it. I suggest that you do that because Google and all these other search engine things, they love for your website to have information, charts and stuff. They love it because the more information you give out, the better. The better your website will rank. And it's broken down. This is the next section, the zigzag. Remember I told you I broke it down to 3 columns, 1, 2, and 3. And I also made it the pictures bigger and medium. It's one just to show you. And that's what this is right here. And all you have to do is change it. Change it within the image right here, 325. Or you can put it in your CSS too. But right now I'm using the width and the height of what HTML is giving me. And that's what that is. And of course your learn more button, which is this. That's what this is right here. And if you don't want it, just get rid of it. Alright, so now I did another one, landing page. I did it smaller. I could have done the whole thing big. Just to show you that you're using 2 columns. I reversed it, right? Put the description stuff here, put the image here, and the button. Plus it's parallax too. The background stays still as you move, as you can see. Then I did the same thing. I mean, same idea of this here, same idea. This is reverse. You know, you got your description, your button. But if you don't want it that way, you can change it. As long as you learn how to do these things, you're gonna be like, oh, I can do this. I can even use a website like that and just get rid of the things I don't want and put the new things that I want using the same code. All you have to do is change the description and the images. Then you have your little, this is model, let me see. This is back to the website itself. Now what do I close right back? This is a model, which is what the thing that opens up before. And it's kind of expensive. You can have a model with just a paragraph form. You can have a form in the model too, so you can put the information in there too. You can even break it down. You can put, oh, what's 285 times, say 50. And it has you there, what is that, the reCAPTCHA? And then if you can send and you do all this stuff. And this is a little, I figured I added in there another section showing you the web application icon from Font Awesome. And I said, well, I'm not gonna need this section, I can just pull it out, but I would like to have the card and maybe the person, maybe the home, or maybe to contact someone. Like I thought, maybe I need a checklist. So I kind of put the ones that I think you need, which is, where are they? Right here. See? And this is how it's done. You go I with a class, Arial hidden equals true. This is the stuff that you add to help you out for ranking. And then it stops right there, see? That whole thing is what gives you these things. And of course, they're all each in boxes, divs, div, 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 like that. That's what that is right there. Remember, you're not gonna need this on your website. This could be for something else. This could be for images. This could be for whatever it is you want. I just added it so that way if you need the awesome font stuff, like these are the ones that normally be used, then you can just pull it out from here. Put it in your own website, the one that you're taking this template and creating your website for your needs. So if you go like this, all right, so then you got your section. I put it in there in case you need it to, like a portfolio type thing, same idea, same everything, you know what I mean? All you have to do is change the paragraph and add your own stuff. Add your own, because I don't have any, doesn't go nowhere. But I kind of added it all here, and they're all broken down to threes. Each one's in a row. Each one is a column. These are containers, and each container has a row. See, they're all broken down. This whole big thing here is a container. Each section here, this whole section here, that's a row. It's row 1. This will be row 2. And within the row, you got your 4 columns, which we told you before. Just change it to 3, 3, and if you want just 3 of them, make sure you change them to 4, and make sure you get rid of that last one. You can experiment. Make sure you keep a copy of it. See, it's all down here. Let's go down, down, down. Okay, we're here. So as you go down this way, these are the different designs I created. And this is actually HTML now. Email, HTML. You know, emails that you get, and when you open them up, it's like, wait a minute, it's like a website. That's what these are. But you can use them as your normal big one too. Difference one. Alright, and then there's your contact form. And as you can see, I made this a little red. You don't have to. I'm going to have to make this a little smaller, because when you go to your, like right here, you'll see that it's lined up a little different. Let's get speedy. Speed it up, buddy. Look at these nice designs. There we go, see? Now here's nice. I would like to have a space more here. Maybe I'll make this into one line and then jump into the other line. I don't like the way that looks. But on your phone itself, this will spread all the way up to the red. That's something I have to work with. And the same thing here, make it smaller so it'll fit nicely. And I'm just trying to show you that this red, and if you want to search, you do this. You also want to search using this, like in other words, can I help you? Because I put it in my and one of the records would say, "Can I help you?" as a message, then it'll pop up here. But I'll show you that when the time comes. Okay, so that's what this is. See, you got that section. That's where is it? Oh yeah, let's move this down a little bit. Okay, so this is what this section is. Image carousel. Look, you can move it. I mean, it's gonna be nice buttons to do that, but I did it on the bottom one. See, if you wanted to see something simple like that, you could. It's up to you, right? You can even make these links. That's what that is. And then, where are we? Carousel right here. But if you don't want it, you can take it out. Just go right here to here. Take it out. Now this one, the image slider, it's not moving, but you're gonna make it move. You're gonna hit the arrow. You're gonna say, oh, let's do this. Okay. Alright. It's up to you. Just like that. And that's what this is. Okay, let's see. Sorry guys, because of my radiation, I just fell asleep for a few seconds. As you can see, it's got 7 images. That's what that is. A little description is up to you. You can make this even smaller. If you want this, you go like this, blah, 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 blah. Let's go to the next section. This is your tab box. If you needed a tab box, you can do that too. You can come over here and I put it over here. That's the slider. And here's your tab box. Actually, that's not it. Oh yeah. This is your images for this. I mean not that, for this one. This is what these are right here. And you can get rid of it. It's up to you. The JavaScript part is at the very bottom. That's what gives you that. When you hit this right here, it kind of moves you to the next one, that kind of thing. So in this particular case, the same idea. You go like this, same idea. It could be a summary of something, a whole thing, a chart, whatever you want. I just did images, but it's all there. You can, you know what I mean? It's all there. Look, right here, and you can just. If you don't want that, that's these tabs at the bottom. Call it something else, and then this will be different pictures, or different things, or paragraphs, or something. And you can get rid of that. And then I created another form because you didn't want this form right here. This one has all this stuff anyway. It looks kind of plain and ugly, but if you want another form, you can make it look like this with a back with another section, right? And of course you got your icons of font, awesome, your title, whatever description. I kind of broke this into 3. Remember how we had the 3 sections? But instead of doing anything, just informational. That's it, informational. And it do stack up when you make it into a smaller. Slow down. See, it stacks up. And then, let me see, that's what that is. Same idea, every information that you put over there, bad words, if you want to set it up, it's the same idea as I did with the other card. This is another form, another way. And of course your buttons to go back. Then I did one for, you know how you always got testimonies. Well, I did one like this. You can call it whatever you want. You can put icons, it's up to you. You can make it pretty. So our customers' thoughts or whatever. Maybe you can add your pictures and just the people's names and what they describe, what they sent you stuff on this is what they said. It's a good idea to have, and that's it. Then you have your menu, that's your footer menu. Sorry guys, it happened to me again. I just fell asleep. Ah man, that radiation, no good. Guys, get yourself checked, man. Get yourself checked. Anyway, so this is what it is, right? And of course, you got your forms. I mean, your button to get back, and of course, this is the which one is this one? Oh yeah, the thoughts. You could say testimony, whatever. If you don't want it there, you can move it, or you can even move it to another page. But right now, we're just keeping one page, one landing page that's calling each other. And then you have your model. That's the ones that we called from before that gives you those buttons things. That's what this is. We're doing Bootstrap, and Bootstrap provides that information. You just have to use it. It's kind of big. Let's see. Let's move it up a bit to the very end. And remember the section about the have above there where you get messages here, error messages or whatever. I kind of put it down here. I did that in the real production side. You don't want to do that. You want to keep it on top, or maybe a little dialog box that will give you a message or an error message, and then two buttons to continue or a button to go to the original side or whatever. Anyway, it's the same thing. I'm using the same dynamic, and in this particular case, I'm calling it. This is the error stuff that we talked about. Right here is the footer. And it's calling this. See, look. It's calling a function that I created that's in the beginning of this particular script or particular file. And it has the function called my menu. In the original form, you will see that it had. See, this one's missing footer. So if you went to the not there. Oh yeah, I need to change that. See how you have footer and it kind of jumps down to the footer. It's going a little slow. I can make it faster too. I can even take out that script. I just want to go down real fast without wasting time. But I just wanted to put it there in case you needed it and you adjust to your own thing. See, this one doesn't have footer because we're already in the footer. I don't need to have a button that says footer. It just goes right back to the home page. And of course, your Facebook stuff. And then I did another section here that gives you information. You can do whatever you want. You can put a picture here. You got this information. This will put you. This will open up a box. Let me see if it opens. This will give you different. You can put 3 different types of create HTML stuff. Something about delivery information. Something about the landing page, or maybe some. What is that? What is that? Questions and answers section, the facts, and of course you always have to have terms and condition, privacy. I wonder if do I have any of these things? Let me see. Yeah, I do. It points to in this particular case, it just points to my mother. What I was talking about. And I do these things. This is the one. Right, and then the terms and condition. You always should have that in every website you do. And of course, it's powered by right here, powered by me. That was that website you just saw. And that's basically it. I'm just showing you that you can change it here. You can turn it. Now this particular case here, 5, is actually sitting way up there, right here. It looks for the actual. Where is it? Oh yeah, this is the one that calls it, and then let me see. This is the actual stuff that you're going to use for your form, your contact form. Because, you know, when you search and you update and you delete and you insert things into a database, this is the stuff that does it and checks your stuff out. This is the Pi stuff, the stuff with the charts. It's all there, and then the JavaScript gives it to you afterwards. It hooks it up from this is the chart JavaScript. Anyway, the section I'm looking for my menu is this one right here. Sorry, I went off a little bit. See, my menu. And what happens is it'll provide the value that you're passing on, and it's going to look at that 5 and it's going to say, okay, it's going to say if it's equal to 5, just give me just this one, the normal way, like get rid of the footer. So it looks at it, goes, it runs this, it says, oh, it's a footer section, so I'm not going to give you the footer. But if it's in the section of here, the header, the main section, then of course it's gonna apply the footer for you. That's what that does. That's all it is. But I already taught you that you can pass on if arguments to a function, right? And it takes that information and uses it. So it depends on how you do it. You saw all my other videos. If you want to refresh it, just go back to them again. But I'm just showing you in this tape video that is the actual website that I added. I might add another thing. I don't know. I might just keep it that way. And I'm showing you where you go here and what to take out if you don't want to. Anyway, we reached the bottom. Let's see, I don't have no more, because on the next video we're going to go straight to the contact form and we're going to see what we're doing to search for information, to input information to a database, to update, or to even delete. And I'm going to be showing you that in some, actually, we're going to do one video of each function, so that it won't be that long, it'll be shorter. So I apologize, and I apologize for me falling asleep a little bit. The radiation kind of kills me, and that's what happens to me sometimes. Anyway, thank you very much. I hope you like it. Please hit the like button and and subscribe. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Until next time, a good night.